Hey everyone, Sunrai here. Today I'm going to be watching the third episode of Junketsu no Maria. And last episode, Maria kind of made Michael a little bit mad. He kind of got triggered, you might say, just causing all sorts of problems, and just in general seems to have very different philosophical views than our main character. So, kind of came to a head last episode. There was some talk of potentially just like taking away your powers. I think that was mentioned, so that's something to be concerned about for sure. But also, the previews I did see, it does look like we are going to be getting Ezekiel this episode, which would be cool because the voice actors of that character for me. But yeah, this could be really kind of like where the show really starts, right? Like it feels like episode 1 and 2 were very prologue-ish, and episode 3 will get a real feel for kind of what to expect with the show going forward. You know, in general. But yeah, pretty exciting to see exactly what comes to that. So let's jump on in and find out. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please click the like button and support me on Patreon for early access and access to the picture-in-picture version. So let us begin in 3, 2, 1, play. A letter. How dare she? The important characteristic. Those dead, lifeless eyes. Oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it? Easy to forget because nothing much came of it. Yeah, he a little bit tough. Yeah, those eyes just stare into your soul. Like looking into the abyss, it looks back at you, that sort of thing. Junketsu no Maria. And that Ri and Maria, pretty big, I must say. I mean, speaking of big. Yeah, I think we got that character last episode. Yeah, there's Ezekiel in the opening. Quite the light show. Yeah, there's her too. Hopefully she gets more screen time. Ojo Sama Hair Girl is what I'm gonna call her. Fide non animis, by faith, not arms. I'm sure I read that incorrectly. I gave it a shot. I mean, are you surprised? Archangel Michael wouldn't have been anyone's first guess. You're not gonna get through to Michael. See, like talking to a brick wall. Yeah, chill up the spine. What could you possibly do, man? There's no way that would do anything. And just does not know what to do. I mean, not much he can do. That was a reaction. Well then. Literally ran on their parade. Okay. I feel a butt coming. So just never in front of people. Well, damn. Okay, so we're trying to maintain that title then. Is that... That's her! That's her! Oh great, she's a Michael lackey. It was not nice meeting you, but bye-bye. Thank you for the present, though. We'll definitely keep her. Get away, Joseph. I wanted to maintain our witch powers. I couldn't help but notice you were looking away. Oh, that voice. Yeah, how do you not know Hanakana's voice? Oh, whoa. I'm not gonna lie, that scared me a little bit. She like... missed opportunity. I was gonna say something. Don't fight, you guys. Yeah, now she can't do anything with that. Literally. Yeah, how dare he? Damn. They are just not happy with her. Okay. Now that I I like where this is going. It goes in the eyes. You're missing nothing. Blocking the ears now. Are. Maybe we should change the subject. I should hope not. And really, we just get in the way. So yeah, Mario's in a bit of a predicament. Okay, she's just above it all. Well, I think to just ask somebody. I mean, that's their perspective, but... The dev looks pretty good. Let's avoid that. I like how we have a permanent wet blanket on the cast. That's the problem. I'm definitely with Joseph on this. Oh, it does not look like a Virgin's outfit that Mario wears. Okay is a strong word. She's alive. She got a new friend, a dove. Mario did nothing wrong. She's a good girl. A good, pure girl. And we're going to keep it that way. For the sake of the title of the show. Because we lose both parts in one fell go. One fell swoop. Worthless Britons. Back to the arrows. And we can't do anything, right? Just gonna watch for the sake of watching, I guess. I know she's a witch, but isn't she still a human? Like, I feel like she is. I guess that itself is a, philosophical thing. Man, that may have been in the heart. Close to it. Cover me, man. Yeah. If I wasn't allowed to do anything, I wouldn't watch. That's just torturing yourself. She keeps doing the huh. I kind of love it. Well, yeah, that's why you sent her. She's the one that's meant to keep tabs on you. Yeah, I got that. I need watch too, if you want to, watch me 24/7. Oh. Did she already use magic? I guess as soon as she found out Michael's not watching, just who cares? I mean, Ezekiel would still report it though, right? I mean, oh, just because she looked away for like 5 seconds. That's actually great. Because it's not like Ezekiel's omniscient anyway, like either. Like, if she's looking away, she can't prove it was Maria. I love this great lawyer loophole bullshit here that Maria's pulling. Like, who knows where it came from? That's great. The show definitely has its emotional whiplash. I guess we can call it that. Like, I feel like there's probably going to be a trend, tonal shifts, which is fine. Peace. You're not worthy. Money, I need. I'm not sure exactly how to do that, but it's a thought that counts. I know that beautiful blonde hair and red earrings. Pretty blue eyes. Virginity. Well, I mean, you can't see that, but imagine if you could see it. Nobody would ever post pictures of themselves on the internet anymore. Okay. I'm gonna take your word for that, Joseph. I trust you. uh, that was a pretty big, powerful statement, yeah. You gotta really love a girl to, to raise a weapon to an archangel. Wait, what? I did it, you know it's an animal, right? What is this kangaroo court? Yeah. You can't punish an animal for mankind's crimes. I mean, of course it should be dealt with, but definitely should be handled a little bit differently. Because not like an animal agreed to any rules that people made. You can't prove that. Yeah, we don't want to watch this. We got better things to do. You could tell I was a girl. I cannot do that. Lights. Bernard. She knows how to make an entrance. Yeah, don't complicate it. My mother? Probably. Drink, please. Not sure I would trust a drink from someone I just met. Especially if I was a witch, you know, a heretic. I would not drink it personally. But we'll see how brave she is. I would rather not repent if it's all the same to you. Unorthodox. What would you call her? Yeah, I don't think this is the path for us. Can you sweeten the deal? Well, that's not true. Well, of course we know Ezekiel's gonna stand on this. She's not gonna drink it. Yeah. I was actually expecting her to throw it, but... there we go. Daikida. Gotta love the witch Maria. Never actually thought about the contradiction too much, but But yeah, Maria, very holy kind of name, and she's a witch. Probably should have clicked to my head sooner than now, but. But yeah, we just that was never gonna go smoothly. Like we heard him out, but no. Oh, a hanging? Is that what I'm looking at? I mean, we did see the trial earlier, so that's the end result. Okay. Get to sting people. It's like, you're so weird. Why do I go anywhere with you? Looks delicious, though. Is that a bug? Can somebody please pick that out? That's the unbeliever. Wouldn't it be non-believer? No, thank you. I gotta say, the more I see Ezekiel's outfit, the more I'm kind of loving it. I mean, the outfits of most of our female characters are great, but not really a bad one of our main female cast. Kirin, are you God? Can people just leave me alone? Yeah, it's not super deep. Yes, this is definitely the way the celestial beings see things. And nothing Mario can say is going to change that. That fundamentally different of a perspective is just kind of unsurmountable. I mean, the lifespan difference alone is enough to give you a big gap in that sense. Oh, it's really already over? Oh, actually, it sure kind of zooms by. I don't know. I don't know why. Like, it feels like not much actually happened, really. Staff is way too big for her. Do you have a little dove there in the middle? I guess supposed to be a dove. They all look like blobs to me, really, but they called her a dove, I think. Feels like it's been too long since we've seen Maria in her best form. Oh, wasn't even paying attention to the bottom right corner. Of course, they're going at it again. They fight like cats and dogs, like pigeons and owls, or doves and owls. Is a pigeon and dove the same thing? And yeah, just gonna try to not to watch the preview going forward. I mean, they're not really that bad, but there's not really a reason to watch them either. But yeah, that was the third episode of Junketsu no Maria. So where do we stand in this episode? Michael pretty much finished his business, right? Gave her a bit of a ultimatum. So something about like you can't use magic in front of people, right? Mentioned that. Something about also losing the virginity, losing the magic. I think that was mentioned too. Those are the kind of two big things that Michael dropped on her. But everyone lives to tell the tale. You know, Joseph that very well could have been smited with a snap of a finger. He got to make it out of there. Now we have Ezekiel, an added member to our group, right? Almost like she got a third familiar that, you know, doesn't obey her and watches over her like a supervisor, right? So I didn't really comment on it, but I did enjoy what they did with Anne's like legs. I know that sounds weird, but like she's just like laying on her belly, just kind of like alternating, swinging the legs. Like I don't know, just it was a nice little touch. You kind of have animated in the corner as things are going on. I enjoyed it. Stop ruffling each other's feathers. But yeah, I got a nice little closeness scene between Artemis, that's her name, right, and Ezekiel, right? I almost thought we were gonna get some, you know, action between the two of them. Like lips were pretty close, man. Like you just gotta like what, like that much space between I think, right? And then we had freaking I don't remember his name. The boy familiar. He's right behind her, right? He's in the back. She's up front. Like my doujinshi mind kind of autofilling where the rest of the scene could go, but he also doesn't have the equipment. So, which was brought up again in the episode. Actually, I hit the recording pause button. But yeah, the lack of equipment was brought up again in the episode. He's definitely not happy about that, you know. But at the same time, Maria does not want to give it to him, you know. So I do feel his pain, but like. Yeah, Mario does not want to give it to him. What more can I say? But also had Anne talking about her being a heretic and all that, but she kind of has come to the conclusion that even if she is a heretic, she's not evil. Like those two terms go hand in hand with some people, the way they think and all that, right? And a child like her that's just trying to rationalize all this, right? It's a little bit of a struggle, but for the most part, she does believe in Maria and is not gonna think ill of her or anything like that because she has the evidence firsthand in front of her of that she's a good person, you know, what she does helps out. We even have a lot of that being tried to be communicated towards the, you know, celestial beam side of things, right? But it just is not, just not going to work. Like I don't want to go into it too much again because I already did in the previous episode. But like, as they're describing these good things that Maria does, they just don't register as good things to them because it's just like. Because a person can see a conflict, right? Like a bunch of people, suits of armor and swords in a village, swords just stabbing the villagers that are doing nothing but screaming, running away, crying for help, and they just get slaughtered. Like a human sees that and thinks this is horrible. I gotta stop the dude with swords. But you know, someone like an archangel watches this and just like, yep, humans killing humans. This is what they do. You know, just why would like protect them, like save them, help them? What do you mean? Like which side? Like why would I help them instead of them? Why would I pick sides? What logic is there to that, you know? So they're just never gonna have a matching perspective. No matter you could debate for hours with an angel and not get anywhere, I think. And we'll see if the show makes any progress either way on that. Because I think if anything, an angel would have a better chance of convincing Maria that she's wrong, but even that's a low chance. But yeah, the scene, I do want to go back to the scene where Maria does use magic on the battlefield, because this was hilarious. One of the funniest things in the show so far. Because she asks her if how does she phrase it? Yeah, she's like, there's no reason for us to be here. I think it was after this. Yeah, does Michael have his eyes on me day and night? And she does that, huh? I know that's probably not a reference to Monogatari, because another character Hanakana plays in that show. There's a very iconic scene where she does that, huh? In a very, very, very memorable scene. So Hanakana making the same kind of sound here, it keeps popping in my head every time. But it's probably not a reference. I want to believe it's a reference though. But especially because of how much she's done it. Because like what, at least 3 times? But Ezekiel makes it pretty clear that Michael's not always watching. You know, probably should not have been honest on that for reasons that was clear soon after. But like I knew that was the case. Like the second Michael decided to let Ezekiel stay there, watch over Maria, that should have been evidence to anyone that he can't watch all the time because otherwise there would be no reason to do that, right? Because you know it's like like a business, a hierarchy structure. The manager, you know, he does managerial duties, but he'll have like a supervisor directly supervise to manage the like frontline workers, right? Because the manager can't watch them all the time, make sure they're, you know, sweeping up or managing the cash register or whatever they're supposed to be doing. Like, you know, you appoint a lower person to do that kind of thing while you focus on other things. So it's a little bit like that. So she's the manager made a supervisor for her to watch over for her. But she basically says as much here, you know, can't keep tabs on you all the time. And then she turns around. I almost want to count how long this was, because it was about like 12:14. And Mario wastes no time turning around. But that was like maybe 3 seconds before we saw like the poof, like dirt flying around, right? And then she turns around with a bit of a horrified look on her face. Gives us a great scream. I get like a really great scream. And then we see just a tentacle. And then a foot. What did she even summon? Like a big kitty cat? A Tarask? Just making up words, I see. The Francis Witch do that. But they got out of there real quick after that. Then we had a great little run from Ezekiel. I'm going to watch that again too, actually, now that I see it. Because she like has her arms like completely straight, pointing towards the ground, as she very angrily just runs forward. I like how she calls her Maria-san, still being polite with her, even though she's like mad, quite mad in that scene. But then Maria says, "You weren't watching, were you?" Because I was a little bit confused up until she said that. Actually, I think maybe it took a little bit after that before it really clicked with me. But like, because at first I was confused. Like, yeah, she was here. Like, you just did magic and she's here. You're in trouble now, right? But no, because she was looking that way. Maria was over this way. She turns around and she can assume, you know, that that giant creature that wasn't there 2 seconds ago was summoned by the witch right here that has a track record of doing such things, but she has no proof. She can't guarantee that. So it was just funny. Maria's just kind of like playing dumb little dialogue here. It just appeared out of thin air. Who could have done that? Could it have been Michael? That was a nice little cherry on top of it too. Like maybe Michael did it, even though he would never do that. He might be taken for a fool as the eye twitch intensifies. I gotta say, since I did kind of focus on it there, just beautiful blue eyes. Like obviously blue was a very consistent, very clear theme with Ezekiel's character. And blue's my favorite character. Character being voiced by my favorite voice actress. I'm happy with what I'm getting here. But yeah, that was just great. Had a little bit of a talk with Bernard, I want to say that was his name. But very much wanting the witch to like repent and, you know, do better by the standards of the church, essentially, right? Because they don't like witches, heretics, you know, they're never gonna like be happy with her, how she lives her life. Which seems to be a theme for most, you know, organizations in the show, whether it be the church themselves or the, you know, basically in the Sky Church, if you want to call it that. But and even the other witches that we've seen, like they just watch, right? They were just hanging out in the tree. They don't participate in the fight. So yeah, even them, I don't think they really like approve of, you know, the way she does things really. But maybe I should probably go back to that scene, the tree, to just watch out again, make sure I completely got what they all said there. But they clearly were different than Maria, that much is for sure. But yeah, Maria not gonna do that anytime soon. And yeah, the episode just kind of ended not too long after that. She had a little bit of a talk with something. What did it call itself again? Yeah, I am not a who. Or a what. But I've been called Nanos. That word does not mean anything to me. Like for a second thought it might have just been, you know, God, you know, kind of like appearing as a burning bush sort of thing. But I don't know. I don't know what that was supposed to be. I'm going to assume it was God. But probably not. But again, kind of giving the speeches about the circle of life and all that, and how futile her actions are, and how it's nothing more than a thorn in the side of them, right? But again, nothing was going to come of it. But that pretty much was the episode, so not too much to say on it other than that, but the show is very, very philosophical, that's for sure. Very religious, no doubt about that. But Like, I don't see that changing anytime soon, but I just kind of wonder how things are going to progress with Joseph. Like, I imagine the show is going to end, final episode, just they bang, you know, the title of the show just goes out the window, like maybe last 5 minutes of the final episode. You know, assuming this is like, actually I should check, is this adapted from a manga? Yes, it is sourced from a manga, but is the manga finished? It is finished, okay, so it actually could very well be the entire story. Because it finished in 2013, and this came out 2015, so it most likely adapts the whole story, especially because the manga only looked like it was 3 volumes, because that's definitely doable in 13 episodes, you know, especially if you do want to, like, go at a quick pace. So, yeah, I'm going to operate on the assumption that it adapts the whole thing, in which case I can definitely see that happening. Final episode, just gives up the witch thing, lives happy married life with Joseph. That's kind of where I'm leaning towards, because otherwise I'm not sure how the show would realistically end. Because like I said, she's not going to change Michael's mind, I'm pretty damn sure. So I can't imagine much else really, but it should be a fun journey along the way. So we'll see kind of how Maria's character development goes, because that's really the biggest point of just plot. I can imagine the show with just Maria as a person developing, maybe adjusting some of her beliefs on things, maybe having to. I just keep thinking about that stupid summoning. Maria just playing dumb. That's still my favorite part of the episode. But we'll see how she grows as a character throughout the show, because that's definitely what I'm most interested in. So maybe we'll work on Ezekiel. You know, she directly hanging out with Maria, right, 24/7 supposedly. So realistically, might have an effect on her. Like, we're not changing Michael's mind on anything, but we could maybe lean Ezekiel in a direction a little bit. You know, maybe we can get her to, you know, keep hush hush, not tattle to Michael. Maybe we can, you know, get her on our side to that degree over time. We'll see. But yeah, the poor boar, he deserved better. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.